Hey guys! Welcome back to what some people have been asking me to do for a while, because I've been gone from doing it for a while. Welcome to a painting stream. It's been some time. It's definitely been some time. The last time we did a painting stream was when I hit my 50 subscribers. And I did a whole special 50 subscriber painting. For anybody who doesn't remember when I did that, this is what we did. We did what I did was I painted a full art time walk. And this is the end result of that full art time walk that I did. And I'm pretty proud of it. I think it came out really nice. I really like it, and it's now a prized part of my collection because it is forever to commemorate me hitting 50 subscribers, which was a major milestone for me. And I know it's been 10 subscribers since then. I'm now at 60 subscribers, which is awesome. So thank you guys so much for enjoying my content and coming in and allowing me to get directly from 50 subscribers right up to 60 subscribers. So you guys rock. So yeah, this was the last painting we did. It was the full art time walk. Hey Wrath of Wood, good to see you, dude. Um, Always first in, man. You rock. Sweet time walk. I haven't seen the finished one till now. Yeah, this is the finished product of the 50 subscriber special full art time walk that I did. It was, like I said, it was forever to commemorate me hitting 50 subscribers. The next major milestone is 100 subscribers, so tell all your friends to subscribe and come and hang out with me. And when we get to 100 subscribers, we'll probably paint another special full commemorative art. Um, so I'm really excited to get there. I'm thinking that one of the things that I think I want to do is every time I hit like a milestone in subscriber count, maybe I'll paint like because I did this time walk. So maybe we'll do like another Power 9 piece or something. And maybe we'll try to get through, each piece of Power 9 for each milestone, which would be a lot of fun. Um, so I have here a Kamigawa mountain, and I really wanted to, come back into painting, and I really wanted to do a landscape. Normally when I do painting, I actually have all the gray filled in, because I don't like to spend all the time normally doing that. However, I was kind of in a rush today. I knew I wanted to. Hey, Mono Black! Thanks for joining. Glad to have you here, dude. Um, anyways, I wanted to do a stream today, and I had to run a whole bunch of errands before I started streaming. And I was kind of rushed to get everything set up, and I just didn't have enough time to do the full grayscale painting to begin with. So we're going to start with that, and it is going to take some time, but we're going to have a good time. So we'll go ahead and work on that first, and then we'll get into the actual color. And I'm really excited to actually paint this because I think that the Kamigawa lands are absolutely spectacular. I've painted two Kamigawa lands so far. I painted a forest and I painted an island, both of which you have not seen me. I have not streamed. The Kamigawa Forest I made was way before I really started making content on my channel. And the Kamigawa Island that I made was a special piece I did when I was doing a painting session with my stepmother. So I can show those off later, but this will be the first Kamigawa land that I've actually painted on stream. So it'll be a lot of fun because Kamigawa lands are very beautiful. So I'm going to bring my palette up to start with, because this is how I like to do it. For any of you who have not seen me paint before, I usually like to bring my palette up and kind of work on colors because I actually work with base colors, the prime colors. I don't actually have like well, I mean that's not true. I do have hybrid paints. I don't really use them that often. I have one hybrid paint that I do like to use quite a bit. And that's the special Phthalo Green. But I don't think we're going to be using the Phthalo Green today. The Phthalo Green is usually used on islands and things like that. So we're going to have to start with some white. So I just kind of lay it down right here. This is my little white spot. I'm probably going to need a pretty good amount of it. So white is the paint that I use the most. I go through tubes of white paints faster than any other color. Wrath of Woods says that the Kami Islands are really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. You know what? Later on, I will try and pull out the 2 Kamigawa lands that I have done, and I will show them off to you guys because they're very beautiful. I really like them. I did a forest and I did an island, and they are absolutely spectacular. They're two of the favorite lands that I've painted throughout my entire time of painting. There's a few others that I really like, but those ones are really nice because they're really beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. I do mono black. I do sell my altars. So for anybody who doesn't know, you can actually go. I have a link in my DeviantArt, so you can actually take a look. It's in the description below, and you can actually take a look at some of the paintings I've done. I sell some of the paintings that I've already made, but I also do special commissions. So like, if somebody's interested in having me hired to do a commission for somebody, you can actually contact me on my Discord and start a private conversation with me, and we can actually negotiate me doing a commission for you. Usually my prices are 40, 50, 60. So I do $40 lands, which is like a flat line for it. So like if you want me to do like a special island or a mountain or a swamp or whatever, those are $40. I do I do normal altars for $50. Plus the price. If I have to buy the card, I add the price of the card that I'm buying to the 50. So like if you have me like if you want like a $50 altar and the card costs $20, then it's going to be $70. But otherwise it's a flat rate of 50. And then I do $60 full altars. So like if I like for example like this time walk is considered to be a full altar. It's basically the entire card is painted over. So like a full altar is like a $60 card. So yeah, and they're all flat rates. The only way that they fluctuate is based on if I have to actually purchase a card, and then if the price is added on to the flat rate. So yeah, Mono Black, if you're interested, you know what? Let me bring up my DeviantArt page really fast, and I can actually show you guys some of the art I do, just to give you guys some ideas of the kind of stuff I like to paint. It's been a while since I've been on here. I haven't updated my site in a long time. So it might be just a little bit behind. Like, you're going to notice that there, like, for example, the time walk art is not on there. But I will go ahead and I'm going to post it in the chat so you guys can kind of look that over if you so choose to. Alright, so that's the link to my DeviantArt page. And yeah, feel free to take a look at it and kind of see if you're interested, because I do all sorts of fun stuff. I really love landscapes a lot. I do them a lot. I actually have... one of the reasons why I also wanted to come... Like, there's a couple of reasons why I came back to do a mountain rather than some of the other kinds of altars I do. Hey, Cassie! Thank you for joining! Cassie says, I'm here today, and I just got back from school not that long ago. Well, glad to have you, Cassie. You're actually here to see one of the streams that I normally do on a regular basis for my channel. All the video game streams and the magic card streams, like going over my cube, those are a little different. This is actually what I normally do on my channel, which is I paint cards. I'm a card alterer. So that's what we're doing today. And it's a lot of fun. I really love doing this. It's very zen for me. It's very relaxing, and it gets me into like a kind of comfort zone that I really enjoy being in. And I love talking about cards, like, because I will generally go over like the history of the cards and kind of talk about some of the flavor and things like that. And it's just something I really enjoy. Like, painting is actually a major passion of mine. As per usual, I have my coffee. Can't survive without it. Hey, Richard Lash in the house! I'm getting back into painting, brother. You and me are going to figure something out about our secret, super top secret project, so we'll get something figured out soon, I promise. Like I said, part of the reason, too, why I wanted to get back into painting is I don't want people to lose faith in the idea of, like, me not doing painting anymore. So, especially for, like, Richard Lash, who really wants me to do a special piece for him. So, we'll get that figured out soon, Lash. I promise you. I actually still have to do the initial sketches for the piece that you and me are going to do, but I have a pretty good idea of what I think I'm going to do. I think the hardest part is I'm going to be putting a face portrait in it, as you know what the face portrait is going to be. But that's going to be a little tough because I don't normally paint faces that often, or really at all. Yeah, it's something I'm going to definitely work on. Oh, cool. Well, thank you, Richard. I super appreciate that, man. Let me take a look real quick. I'm gonna see what Mr. Richard has given me, because I know that he is a very, very generous boy. Um, Hold on, my webpage is all funky here. Whoa! Wow, Richard. Oh my God. Well, now I have to do it. Oh my God, Richard. Holy shit, Richard. Dude, you rock. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, Richard, we are going to do your painting as soon as possible, bro. There's no negotiating anymore. We're going to do this as soon as we... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't have, like, a special thing for my PayPal setup, but, Jesus Christ. Okay, Richard just donated $500 to the channel. $500 to the channel. So big shout out to Richard. Ring-a-ding-ding. Oh my God, holy crap, bro. You are getting your painting. It is the absolute next thing that I'm going to be setting up. Jesus Christ. I'm going to get on those sketches tonight, buddy. I'm going to get on them tonight, and we're going to work something out, and I'm going to take you step by step through the whole process. Because that is, like, I appreciate your amazing generosity, my friend. And you have paid over for the piece that you want me to commission double over. So I super appreciate it. We are going to get you on that list. We are going to get you all set up, and that painting is coming out. And I'm going to dedicate all my time I can. Now, I have to admit, I can't stream tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, I have a few days I have to work. But I'm going to spend all my time getting you set up with your painting, bro. You rock, Richard Lash. Thank you so much for coming by, and Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, Richard Lash. You are the official baller of you're the stream daddy of the night. You rock, bro. Holy crap. Oh my God. My brain can't even fully comprehend that right now. I need to focus on this paint. Jesus. Oh my God. Wow. All right. Let me catch up a bit more on the chat. I'm a little breathtaking right now. Whew. Wow. So thank you, Richard Lash, again. I've made some gray paint here, and we're gonna work with it. Hold on, let me show you guys. It's kind of like right here. This is the gray paint we're gonna be working with for a little bit, and we're going to be. Oh my God. We're going to be putting a gray painting scale on this card. Wow. All right. Jesus. Cassie Little says she ate a habanero pepper today. I ate one of habaneros in my house and almost a ghost pepper, but my mom stopped me. How did you like the pepper, girl? Were you? I'm a major fan of spicy food. I absolutely adore it. In fact, it's kind of almost a problem. I ate a really, really spicy Chinese dish yesterday, and my body has been paying for it all day yesterday as well as today. And what's really funny is, like, it's like you'd think I'd learn from eating really spicy food, like after like eating something super duper spicy, and then it's like, oh, you ate something super duper spicy, and now you're paying for it tenfold. Like, you know, you'd think that it's like, okay, well, you need some time to recover, and like you're not going to eat anymore. And it's like, you know what I did today? Like, my body's still recovering from the spicy food I ate yesterday, and I ate a bag of spicy chips. Like, I don't even care. I'm addicted to spicy food, guys. Like, I love it. Like, you know, it's funny because I came up with the name of my channel about 12 years ago. Like, the channel name has not changed. in 12 years. And I love it because I feel like that the name actually is a perfect personification of like the kind of person I am. Which I never thought, like, like when I made this channel like 12 years ago, I never thought that the name would become so meaningful to me over the 12 years that I've had it. And it's really worked out, and I really like it. And it's really funny because, like, people love referring to me, by my YouTube name. And like, I assume most of you don't even know. That's weird. There you go. You're good, girl. Most of the people that I know actually don't even know my real name, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. Because my name is, it's a very commonplace name. So, like, I think it's kind of nice, like, that not very many people know my real name. And it's also kind of nice because, like, people that I hang out with have the same name as I am, because it's so commonplace that it's nice that I don't get referred to as, oh, it's just that, that same guy, For anybody who somehow, like, I'll go ahead and say, I don't care. My name is Michael. So, for anybody who doesn't know. And we all know tons and tons of different mics on YouTube, so, especially me. And it's actually funny because I feel like everybody who's named Mike on YouTube kind of has, like, a hive mind. Like, we all kind of think the same, which is a little weird. Not necessarily true all the time, but, it's kind of surprising because, like, most of the people I know on YouTube that are named Mike have a lot of, like, similar tastes and mentalities that I do, which is kind of interesting. Oh, well, yeah, that's right, Cassie, you don't hang out with, Perp, do you? Perp is also, his name's Mike Hatcher, and, so, like, I consider him to be the main Mike, so I don't like to really, use my name that heavily. But that actually kind of surprises me, Cassie, because, when I was a teenager, I used to hang out with a whole bunch of mics, like lots and lots of mics, to the point of where, like, my people used to refer to me by a nickname instead of my actual name because I used to hang out with so many different mics. But I really like my YouTube name. I think it's caught on really well, and I don't know, it really goes over well with the audience and other people and the streamers I hang out with, which is really fun. This grayscale is working really well, by the way. It's I like to try and be really quick about it because for anybody who doesn't know, like if you've never painted cards before, you don't really want to have like a super thick coating of your grayscale, like your primer, because you're going to paint over it. So it's generally best to just kind of do like a quick layer as fast as you possibly can. And I am going to get out one of my detail brushes to kind of, like, go into some of the tighter spaces here. And I'm also going to have to clip off some of the paint once it dries up a bit, because I accidentally painted over the mana symbol a little bit. How old am I? I am 28, actually. I turn 29 in May 17th. That's my birthday. But I am currently 28. And, yeah, I mean, that's my age. Nothing too special to say about my age. I do have to admit, though, it may sound really weird, but I'm really looking forward. Like, I'm 28, obviously, but I'm super looking forward to my 30th birthday, because somebody in my family has a lot of really special plans for me for my 30th birthday. So, I'm not going to go into heavy details about it because it's one of those things where it's like, it's really far ahead in the future, and it's not even totally confirmed yet. But somebody in my family is planning something very, very special for my 30th birthday, and like ever since they told me about it, I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be so cool when I turn 30. But that's that's a year and a half or so. Well, that's actually about 2 years off, so it's going to take some time. Let's see, no, I don't hang out with people like you and Cindy Shadow. People like that, like I only hang out with people in streams because I'm always on. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Am I a dad? No, I am a single bachelor. And, like, I like it like that. I don't, I have not dated in quite some time. And I'm okay with that too. Like, that's, dating is not really on my prerogative right now. It's not really on my radar, is what I mean to say. So yeah, I'm a single bachelor, and to be honest, I really like it that way because, like, I used to be kind of upset about the fact that I was single for so long, like, that I've been single for so long. But then what happened was I started really, like, utilizing my time better, and I realized after a while that I wasn't upset about being single because I was single. I was upset about being single because I wasn't utilizing my time well. And it was like, it's kind of like the idea of, like, if you're super busy and you're constantly doing things, you're not going to have enough time to really think about the things that get you sad or upset or whatever. So it was kind of like I used to be really upset about being single all the time. And then once I started getting into, my hobbies deeper and, like, working on my channel and, doing YouTube streams as often as I possibly could, I started realizing that I actually really enjoy being single. And it's been a major boon to my life because, I actually, I mean, if I started dating somebody, I'd be okay with it. And I would, figure that out in my own way in my lifestyle. But I kind of realized that being single gives me all of this time to focus on myself and do what I want to do with my life. And if I was dating somebody and had to care about, dealing with somebody on a regular basis, that might be a little tougher for me. So I have, it's just that, like, that's kind of how I see it. And I'm sure that at any time that could change, but I'm not really worried about it. Like, I'm actually pretty happy as I am as a single dude. I get a lot of stuff done, like, every day. I'm very busy. And, uh, so, yeah, I'm just a really busy dude. I'm going to catch up on the chat. Not a big fan of women. We both are boys, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry, Cassie. I just assumed you were a chick because of your name being Cassie. Um, it's all good, dude. My bad. I'm sorry. I made an assumption based on the name, so it's all good. Um, okay, cool, man. That's cool. It's all good. You do you, dude. It's all fine. So Mono Black asks me why I cover it in gray. So instead of black. So the thing is that the way that you have to be concerned about transparency. Um, oh, Cassie's your mom, so this is her channel. I see, I see. So the reason why it's covered in gray instead of black is because you have to worry about transparency when you're painting. So if I were to cover this whole thing in black, and then I were to use, say, like, a light-colored red color, or pink, or a yellow, or whatever, the black would bleed through on the colors. So you wouldn't get the sharpness, and it would basically look not very nice. So the reason why I'm using a gray coloration is because the gray, and also if you want to do, like, a light gray, like how I did this, like, it's a lot more white than it is a blackish gray. And the thing is that the lighter the color means that it's going to allow the colors to pop better. And the gray just does better because the gray is really good at covering the features of the original card. So, like, if you were to coat it completely in white instead of, like, gray or black, then your new problem isn't so much colors bleeding through, but the actual details of the original card popping up through the colors, which you don't want. So you want to be able to use the gray to cover up all the features, and then you paint over the gray, and using the other colors over your gray is going to allow those colors to pop better and look nicer. So that's why I choose gray over, say, white or black. So Ratherwood says, I feel like overall I'm happier single, but I'd really like to meet my dream girl one day. Well, there you go. You know what, Ratherwood? Like, that's the thing is, here's what I tell myself on a regular basis. And, like, you have to be able to find comfort in it, too, because I find comfort in this particular knowledge that I have about myself, which is, when the right woman comes around, it's going to all work, you know? Like, you're going to be, like, you can't, go out and beat yourself up and like work hard and stress out about finding like the perfect person for you. You just have to kind of let it naturally happen. But the secret is that it's best to focus on yourself. Like build yourself, like build yourself a nice career, make as much money as you possibly can, find an inner happiness in your own life. Because the thing is that people who don't find inner happiness within themselves, they go out and they find a partner and they expect that that partner is going to be the missing piece of their life that they need. And the thing is that people who do that kind of stuff end up being really unhappy, like with themselves and with the people that they're with. So it's better to find fulfillment in yourself first and let the relationship naturally come to you. And that's kind of the situation I'm in, which is like, I don't worry about being in a relationship and I don't worry about finding the right person for me because I am so busy having a fulfilling life. Like I'm following my dreams. I'm streaming with my friends. I'm painting. I'm playing with magic cards. I'm playing video games. I'm following my dreams every single day, and that fulfills me in the greatest way possible. And I don't feel like that I need to constantly be out there searching for another person. Um, so I mean that's kind of my advice about that. Is you just kind of have to um, work on yourself. You know, fulfill yourself. Make yourself happy. And the thing is that if you were truly a happy person with your own life, other people are going to be attracted to that. Like, people are going to be attracted to the fact that you are a happy person living a fulfilling life, doing what you want to do. And that is an extremely attractive feature for people. I mean, I find it really attractive. Um, I have an attraction to women who are strong, powerful go-getters who follow their dreams and do what they want to do. And I actually expect that if I ever have a relationship, I would expect that they would be able to be comfortable doing things on their own without me constantly by their side. And that is, in my opinion, an attractive feature for any person, for any kind of person, woman or man or whatever you want to say you are, I guess. Um, but I think that, you know, that's also like a major thing that other people find attractive. Um, so just don't worry about it. Like if you're constantly like, the more you worry about finding another person, the more apparent it's going to become to people, and like it's going to be kind of something that scares people away, in my opinion, from what I've noticed. But I guess I can't really talk because I haven't been in a relationship for a long time. But that's just my personal observation on it. Like you just got to make yourself happy. You got to do what you love. And the thing is that it's okay to be selfish, Like, obviously you don't want to harm people in your selfishness, but it's always important that you look out for number one, because nobody is going to look out for you better than yourself. Like, that's the thing. Um, I didn't say hi to Bo Falcon. I did notice you were in here, and I'm sorry I didn't say hi. Love you, Bo Falcon. Glad to have you in here, my good friend. Uh, mm. Bo Falcon knows what's up. Oh, it's so hot in here. I know it's just you, Habs. Love you, Bo. Kisses. Uh, yeah. So, Mono Black asks, are these cards tournament legal? How many layers of paint can you use before the card's weight changes? So I don't really like to say that my cards are tournament legal. I would say they're more casual or collector's items. There are types of altars that people use specifically for tournament play, but I'm not really on that level yet. I don't try to advertise them like as if you can take this to a tournament and play with it. But the thing is that like I've seen people who can do that, but I don't try to advertise it that way because it's just not. I haven't reached that particular level of alteration because that requires really, really thin layers, and also it requires better quality paint than what I'm using, because this paint is actually a pretty heavy kind of paint. I mean, it's a basic acrylic, and I mean, most altars are done with acrylic, but the acrylics that I use are kind of like a cheaper quality, so it's not like the high-level acrylics that you can lay really thin. And I don't actually thin out my paint either, which is something that also other people prefer to do. Um, And I mean, that's how you get something like an altar that can be tournament legal, is you have to thin your paints really low. But I prefer to get rich colors, and the thing is that thinning your paints more and more just to get them tournament legal takes a lot of work and a lot of time, in my opinion. So I kind of just treat these as more of collector's items and also like casual play stuff. And most people who have bought my alterations use them casually, which is good. And another thing to say too is that if you double sleeve these, you're not going to be able to notice a difference. Like, you really won't. And the thing is too is that most altars, including my own, tend to be more likely to curl. But what's really nice is because of WotC's current quality, every card curls, so you don't have to worry too much if my cards curl as well. But usually you can double sleeve these things, and they don't curl as much when you double sleeve them, and also they don't look messed up. Like, they don't feel messed up, they don't look messed up when they're double sleeved, which is really nice. Hey, Boucher's in the house. What's up, dude? Confidence is always attractive. Boucher's knows exactly what's up. But yeah, it's all good. Like, you just gotta kind of do your thing. And, like, the love will come to you. Like, that's the secret. The love will come to you. You don't have to, like, constantly worry about it. Because it'll come. It always does. And, I mean, another thing, too, that's really important, I have a very loving, supportive family. And I also have very loving and supportive friends. Like, I don't have a lot of friends. But the ones that I do have are very supportive of what I do, and I care about them very deeply. And, those, like, I mean, obviously I'm not, sleeping around with my best friends, but they are very loving, and they really support me, and they care about me, and I care about them. And sometimes I feel like that's all I really need, Like, I don't need to constantly feel like that, because other than like, it just becomes a point of where it's like, well, what's the difference between, like, a lover and a friend? Well, the difference between a lover and a friend mostly is you're sleeping around with them. So it's like, if I can be comfortable with the fact that I'm not, constantly craving being able to sleep around, then having really close friends is kind of like being in those relationships, I'm just kind of carving off the paint here a little bit because I kind of accidentally overlapped it just a little bit. And we will kind of hit it a little harder with the detail brush so that it'll fill in just a little bit nicer. But I do think that I'm gonna hit it with one quick layer. Let me actually kind of carve this out just a little bit. It's a little funky on this little edge right here. There we go. Let's see, there we go. That looks nice. There we go. That looks really nice. Okay. So I'm going to kind of hit it with one more thin layer of paint just to kind of fill in some of the space down here because it's a little thin. But then we'll get into some color, which I know how long have we... half an hour. Okay, well, yeah, that did take some time. That's actually pretty normal for me doing a base layer. There we go. It was just this one area in particular was kind of funky. Kind of put a little bit extra right here. I also kind of like to, see, you'll notice that I'm kind of like being sloppy around the art. Like I'm violating the borders and all that. I do that on purpose because these lands are full art. They have no borders or anything on them. So I go ahead and bleed the paint into the art so that way I can cover it over with colors that actually match better. So I don't like to have borders in my full art lands. So that's kind of how I do that. Let me pour myself a little bit more coffee. I got my carafe here. Jay Boosh says, I'd play them in a tournament. Fuck you, Judge Man. Go get the pedos out and leave me alone with my bomb altered card. There you go, man. Well, like I said, if you sleeve these things up, you're not going to notice. Like, you can't, like, if you sleeve these bad boys up, you're not going to notice them, like, being awkward or anything like that. Because I actually have a deck that has all of my basic lands I altered myself. And it has 20 basic lands in it. And they're all altered. And they're all double-sleeved. and you can't tell them apart from any other card when they're face down, like straight up. They don't feel awkward. They don't, bend all that much. Got my eggnog in here. And of course, I forgot to bring my spoon in. You know what? I'm gonna stir my coffee with my handy dandy Sharpie. That's right. It's gonna be a little bit Sharpie flavored. Luckily, these Sharpies are pretty brand new, so they're not super disgusting or anything like that, so I'm cool with it. And the only person who's touched them is me, so not even mad. There you go. There's a little fan service for you guys out there. Habanero sucking on a sexy Sharpie. Go away, Facebook. I hate you. Go away. Go away, Facebook. You suck. Okay. I hated how Facebook keeps sending me like notifications and stuff. I don't like it. Okay, so let's figure out what kind of colors we're gonna do here. So we need black, we need purples, we need whites, and we need reds, and probably some pinks. So I'm gonna start with a red coloration. So let me get this out of the way, and we're gonna bring this bad boy up. I'm gonna show you guys some palette action over here. There we go. And we're going to pour ourselves some red. I'm going to put it right here. Forgot I have not cleaned these in such a long time. Put some red action right there. We're probably going to need a pretty decent amount of it is my guess. So let me kind of scoop that off the cap there. Throw it right down there. And I'm going to throw this guy right over here. Hey, Wildgoat, good to see you. Making some food while lurking. I feel it. It's all good. I do that sometimes too. I've actually been lurking in a lot of the streams. I've been lurking in Cinder's streams, and I've been lurking in Mike's streams. And I don't need this right now. I've been lurking in a lot of streams and not saying anything. It's just because I've been busy and doing things in the background. But I do try to moderate when things get a little tough. But the other day was pretty nasty. There was some jerks coming in and messing around with stuff, but we took care of them. So I'm going to assume that this red is probably not quite right. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of this red and throw it over to the side right over here. And I'm going to turn it into this red is going to turn into a very light colored red. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it. Not too much. We're not trying to get a pink. I just want to start with a lighter toned red. We might have to add yellow, but I think that just starting with a little bit of white is going to help us out quite a bit. There we go. Just get some of that white. And ooh, that is a lot of white. That is way too much white. So I'm going to just kind of add just this little bit of white. Not too much. I don't know if that actually changed anything. We might need a little bit more white than that. Yeah, that didn't do anything, so let's add a little bit more white. Jay Boosh is yelling at Wild Goat, Lurker! Dude, lurking is my jam. I do that a lot. It's just kind of nice, because it's you can put something on in the background and, kind of forget about it. And then, pipe in when it really matters, if it does matter. There we go. That's a better tone of red. I think that's going to be a lot closer to what I need. Because it's not quite pink, it's just a slightly lighter red. And because this red is kind of dark, it's a very rich, it's called cadmium red, and so it's got a very sharp red color to it. So we're going to kind of tone it down, tone it back with a little bit of white, and we're going to use it right away. So I was particularly looking at this corner over here, that's where I want to start. Well, Goat's a guy's gotta eat, man. So I'm going to kind of turn this around just a little bit. I'm going to start on this side. And we're just going to kind of lightly blend it. Oh, that's perfect. That is such a perfect blend of red. I love it. I absolutely love it. God, I miss doing this, guys. I miss painting. It's been so long since I've painted. This is what I'm super passionate about. I love painting. There we go. I'm really excited too because I told the whole thing is what I'm really excited about is I'm going to be doing a painting for Richard. I absolutely have to do it now. There's no getting around it. There's no getting around the the amazing and generous donation that Richard made. And it's like there's no going back from that. Like I have to paint him something absolutely spectacular. Um, he's such a baller. I love that man. Um, and even you know what, like ignoring the fact that he's an extremely generous donator. Um, he's such a good dude. Like I don't know. I just like hanging out with him. He's so funny to me. Um, I even remember the first time he started hanging out in like perp streams and stuff like that. And I also remember when he first started hanging out in my streams. He's just a nice, generous dude. I like him a lot. And he's got a good heart too. Hey, Clay Clay in the house. How you doing, Clay Clay? Is that habanero ketchup you're painting with? Absolutely, dude. Your dream, you like follow your dreams, man. I promise that I will try to experiment with making a habanero ketchup because I actually think that's a good idea. I know that Perp was lambasting me yesterday, but I hate ketchup. I think ketchup is so disgusting, guys. It's so gross. Um, I just treat it like it's sugar paste, man. Like that's all it is. It's just pasty, gross red sugar, and like I don't not into that. For anybody who doesn't realize it yet, I'm super not into that. That's not my kind of thing. Um, but I mean, like making a homemade ketchup actually sounds really fun to me because that could like allow me to make a ketchup that I would actually enjoy. And I might even try to look up like a vintage ketchup recipe because I was talking about this a little bit in the perp stream the other night. Is that ketchup was originally made out of mushrooms. It wasn't made out of tomatoes. So like vintage ketchup is like mushroom flavored. And I've never actually tasted a mushroom ketchup before, but I think it would taste really good because I actually really love mushrooms. So I'm going to actually come down over here and I'm going to fill this out with black. And I'm going to use the black to kind of mist into, and for anybody who doesn't know what misting is an effect where you kind of bleed the colors a little bit, but you have to use the colors very, very lightly. Like it's like a kind of like a rolling mist effect into the other color. So I'm going to use some black here. And we're going to paint up this night sky, and then we're probably going to roll into some purple, which I have not made yet, but that's pretty easy. I like working with purple. It's not that hard to create. Sometimes it's a little tough to get the right shade going for purple, but it's usually not that hard to set up. It just takes a little... you just kind of have to eyeball it a few times to get it exactly right. So we're going to start on this end here, and I'm just going to kind of fill this in with black. We also might have to do an overlay of purple, because the black is just a tad bit off. Not by a lot, just a little bit. So adding in a purple effect would also help this particular piece blend just a little bit better. Just a little bit. That black actually looks really good. And I'm also, like, not blotting it everywhere. Like, you know, making heavy dabs of black. I am kind of like allowing like the black to kind of fan out across. So like I'm doing really, really thin layers of black. And adding the really, really thin layer of black is going to allow a better misting effect when I add in the purple, as well as when I blend it over here with the light colored red that we've set up. So it's going to look really nice. I like the idea of habanero ketchup. I'm glad you do, Clayton. I legitimately like think that was like when you said that, I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. That sounds so good. And the thing is like I actually keep spicy ketchup in my household. Like I do have a spicy ketchup. You know what it's called? It's called sriracha sauce. If I remember correctly, I can't remember if it's like I can't remember where it's popular, but wherever its origin country sriracha comes from, they actually call sriracha ketchup in the homeland that it comes from. And I love sriracha sauce. It's my favorite. And so, I mean, if I were to make like a ketchup and it was like basically like sriracha sauce, ooh, I would be so down for that. I would be so down for that. Because I love sriracha sauce. It's one of my favorite things. I put it on so many things. I actually even put it in my soups and stuff like that. It's so good. Wrath of Wood says ketchup is overrated. I totally agree, dude. I think it's disgusting. Like, I really think it's so gross. it's just like it's overpoweringly like sugary. That's why I really don't like it. Like I don't like things that are ultra sugary or things that like taste like sugar. Um, and that's the thing that's kind of funny about me is I love eating sweets, but I don't like eating things that taste like sugar. Like so, like I'll eat like chocolate or maybe like I'm actually eating cinnamon rolls right now with like a cream cheese frosting. Oh, they're so good. Um, but like I like sweet things that have like a distinct flavor to them. I don't like sweet things that just straight up taste like sugar. I think that's so because I think sugar on its own is really gross. But ketchup is like one of those things where it's like whenever I taste it, it just tastes like sugar to me. I feel like I just like took a scoop of sugar and put it in my mouth, and that grosses me out. I think that's disgusting. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, like I think trying something different that would be like a spicy ketchup or a I don't know, like just like maybe like a mushroom ketchup might be really good too. I have to kind of be careful with this black over here. I think what I'll do is I'll overlay it with the red that I've made. So I'm kind of blending it nice and slow into the red here. You can see what I'm doing. Like you can see how it's getting lighter and lighter on the edges. So that's the misting effect that I was talking about. So like I thin out the paint more and more and more as I get closer to the red. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to overlay some red on top of the black to add more to that misty effect because it's kind of got like this weird cloud effect that's kind of coming up over the black starry night sky. So we're going to add some more red to it and just kind of overlay it into like a mist so it looks like it's blending. I'm first going to keep adding more black. I kind of want to fill out this whole area with black up here at the top. And I'll eventually like do like the little stars and things like that. That'll look really nice. But as soon as I kind of get this filled out with the black, we will fill it in with the red coloration. And then we will make a purple and we'll start overlaying some of the black with the purple color just to get it to blend better with the overall art that is that we're trying to expand. Just kind of trying to get it filled in nice. It looks good. I really think it looks good. And then we'll add some purple off on this side. I always like to kind of try to do the top part first, which is kind of what I'm focusing on here. Let me bring the camera just a little bit closer so you guys can see it. I wish I'd focus a bit better, but it's funny because I actually bought this camera specifically for the purpose of focusing, and it seems like it has so much trouble focusing. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not the most expensive camera of all time, but like it was pricey. Like this is like I think like a $45 camera that I'm using. And I mean, I did kind of expect the idea of like, oh, I'll just upgrade, like I'll keep upgrading over and over again. Like this camera right here is a $20 camera. This camera right here is a $40 camera, and I figured, well, the next step is a $60 camera, and then maybe a $80 camera, and then a $100 camera, and so on, and stuff like that. No, it's all good, Mono Black. I tell people about where I live all the time. I live in Idaho. I'm in the States. I live in Idaho. Oh, ASL. Oh my God, I haven't heard that since like the early 2000s. Age, sex, location, too good. God, that takes me back to like old school internet gaming. But yeah, I live in Idaho, and I live on the Panhandle, and the Panhandle is like the very top part of Idaho. And I've told people multiple times, I'm like a stone's throw away from Canada. Like, no joke, like, the border is like, there's a city right in front of the border of Canada in Idaho. And I am about, like, I would say maybe like 5, maybe 10 miles at the most away from the city that's right on the Canadian border. So I'm very, very close to Canada. Like, I'm literally, like, I always joke about how, like, I can stick my head out the window and spit and I'd hit the Canadian border. But yeah, I'm not too far from Canada. But I do, like, have the idea that eventually I will move out of Idaho, which is kind of, like, what I'm building up to. I will get there eventually. it's kind of a big secret. Like my dream. Well, I guess it's not really a secret. I'll go ahead and tell people like where I want to be because I've told so many people. I actually want to live in Hawaii. That is my dream home. I have always wanted to live in Hawaii. Well, not always. I've been to Hawaii about how many times have I been to Hawaii? Twice. I've been to Hawaii twice, and Mono Black is he's just being a silly boy. That's just the kind of way he is, Clay. It's all good. Um, it's all good, dude. But he does it in Cinder streams all the time. Like he calls me USA Trash, and he calls Jay USA Trash, and whatever. It's all good. It's all good. It's all lighthearted fun. But my dream is to live in Hawaii because I went to Hawaii when I was a young adult, and I loved every second that I was in Hawaii. Like it was just an absolute amazing experience for me. And I remember being on that vacation in Hawaii, and while I was there vacationing in Hawaii, it was so great too because it was a graduation present when I was 18. Um, my parents took me to Hawaii as like because like it was, I'll admit, it was a major struggle for me to graduate. And my dad made a deal with me that I actually forgot about. Like, it was really funny. He made a deal with me while I was in high school, and it was when I was at this really low point, and I was, like, failing every single class. And my father made a deal saying, listen, like, if you can graduate on time, like, with, where you're... Because I was failing so bad that they thought that I was going to have to take like an extra year or two of high school. And my dad made a deal with me saying like, if you can graduate on time, I will take you on a vacation to Hawaii. And, I kind of like scoffed at the, idea of that happening. And I completely put it out of my mind. But the thing is that I was actually driven. At that time, things had changed a lot for me. And I was actually driven to graduate high school. It's a long story of how I got that way, but I actually decided that I did not want to fail high school and I wanted to graduate on time. And it was actually based on a personal choice. Like, it was something that I personally wanted to do. And I completely forgot that my father made that deal to me about taking me on a vacation to Hawaii if I graduated on time. And so when I actually, like, a few months later, my father and my sister and, basically my family, like, they were like, okay, yeah, we're planning, like, this big trip. We're going to go visit some family in Massachusetts, which is pretty normal. Like, we go to Massachusetts every once in a while because we have family in Massachusetts. And so, like, what I didn't realize is that they knew, my family knew that I had forgotten the deal that my dad made about taking me to Hawaii. And so, like, they were basically banking on the idea that I had completely and totally forgot about that deal, which I did. And they took me, they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to Massachusetts. And then they basically took me through, it was so funny, they took me through the airline terminal that would take us to Massachusetts. And then my parents, like, they were like, okay, like, here we are. And I was like, okay, like, let's get in line. And they're like, oh, no, that's not where we're going. We got to go this way, and we got to check our baggage. And I was like, okay. So, like, we went halfway, like, way across the airline terminal. And they were like, this is where we're going. And they took me towards the Hawaiian airline line. And I was like, wait, what's going on? And they're like, we're going to Hawaii. And I was like, what? It was so amazing. And I freaked out about it. I was so happy. And it was such an amazing surprise. Like, my whole family was in on it, and I had no idea. And they legitimately surprised me with it. And it was so fun. Like, I made so many memories hanging out in... oh, okay, I'll see you later, Clayton. You take it easy, okay? Um, you take it easy, dude. But I had so much fun in Hawaii. It was, like, one of the best experiences of my entire life. And it was that vacation where I decided, like, this is where I want to live. Like, this is a goal for me now. Like, I want to live here someday. Like, this is what's going to make me happy. And so I am constantly aspiring to that goal. Like, that's where I want to be. And I know I'm going to get there eventually. Like, I'm a very motivated person, and I try really hard to, get the things that are going to make me happy. And usually I have yet to fail. Like, I mean, I've had some failing experiences in the past, but ever since I, kind of took on this mentality of, succeeding and working hard at everything that I want to do, I've constantly been going up and up and up and up and up. And it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Like, I mean, when I tell you guys every day, like at the end of my streams, I always like to say, follow your dreams. I tell you guys that because I want you guys to live lives similar to mine, in the sense of, like, if you follow your dreams and you stay focused and you don't give up on your dreams, you're gonna get there. Like, you are. Because I see it every day. Like, I haven't achieved every dream in my entire life, but goddamn, I've achieved enough of my dreams currently to know that I can't give up on it. So that's just kind of the way that I am. And, I always hope when I say that at the end of my streams, it's because I want other people to find themselves to be as motivated as I am. And I want people to aspire to be better versions of themselves. I don't want them to change. I don't want you guys to change or anything like that. I want you guys to always be true to yourselves and be yourselves. But I want you to constantly be better versions of yourself. I want you to stay the way that you are, but constantly work hard and be better and achieve your dreams and be happy people. Because I like my audience. I love all 60 of you, Like, it's a great experience, and you guys are all awesome, and, I know that, you guys like hanging out with me, and that says to me that you guys are awesome people, and you guys have the abilities to acquire what you want in life. You just have to, be motivated to get there, And I know you guys can do it. I know you guys can do it. You guys rock. So yeah, I do expect to one day eventually live my life in Hawaii, and it is where I really want to be. But it's going to take some time. Like, it takes work, and I know I'm just going to get there, and it's just going to, I just got to make it work the way that I got to make it work, And I kind of expect that other people are the same way, Like, you just have to get things aligned to be the way that it's supposed to be for you. And as long as you stay focused, you'll get there. That's the main thing. You got to stay focused and you'll get there. You guys might notice that I'm reapplying the red. This red is kind of like a misting effect. You'll notice it's kind of lighter than normal. That is exactly what I was talking about, because it's the darker, thicker side over here, but it's kind of like a cloud mist over on this side. So it's bleeding over into the black, which kind of better sets, like, the atmosphere that is in this area, and, all that. I'm also going to apply a light layer of that special red that I've made over on this side over here. Just very, very light. Spread it out nice and thin. Kind of get it right there. Bleed it into the black so it fits better. And we're about to also make, like a purplish color, too. It's going to be kind of like a heavier red than purple. Like, it's not going to be a deep, dark purple. So it's going to be a little bit more red. It's probably going to have some pink hues to it. And we'll probably also, like, darken it a little bit over the black just to make it fit more. That looks pretty nice. Just get a one-way ticket and figure it out when you get there. That's true, Wrath of Wood. That's very true. I actually am very comfortable where I am currently. And I know, the thing is, too, is that, like, I know that where I'm at right now, I can build myself a fortune. One of the reasons why I've stayed here, first of all, there's a few different reasons. First of all, my parents are here, and I'm kind of watching over them and making sure they're doing okay. My parents are planning to move soon. That is something that they've told me. They've cemented it in their minds. It's a fact. It's not changing. So they are in the process of trying to get out of Idaho and go do their thing. I made a promise to myself personally that once my parents have left here, and I have built a fortune that I'm comfortable with, which, I am building up money, I am saving up, and my money that I'm saving up is specifically for the purpose of moving into Hawaii. And I basically promised myself that when I built up a comfortable fortune, and my parents have moved out of Idaho, I'm going to Hawaii. Like, that's where, my dreams are. That's where I want to be. And, I know that, like, and I'm not even concerned about getting a job in Hawaii because I'm actually, it may seem kind of weird, but I'm a very hireable person. I have a beautiful resume. I have medical experience. I have cooking experience. I'm actually waiting to get myself certified for medicine handling, which is a med tech, which allows me to handle very delicate like medicines, like allows me to handle opiates safely and things like that. So once I have that all set up, I'll have a very nice medical background, a very nice cooking background, and I know that I'll be able to be hired anywhere I want in Hawaii, and I'm not really concerned about that. So, that's just what I aspire to. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to set up a purple. So I'm going to have to get this out of the way so that we can get the palette going and we can work on a nice purple color. Let me get my Patholo green out of the way. It's kind of taking up space that I need. But yeah, like, I just want to have, like I know I could get a one-way ticket and I could probably survive, but I just want to have, like, a safety net, and I want to make sure that my parents are okay as well. Like, they're kind of doing their own thing, and I just want to be here for them while I have the opportunity to do so, because they do plan to move across the country. But right now, they're just trying to get themselves settled. They have at least another year to go before they can get themselves that way. So we'll see. We'll see. I need my blue. Alright, so I'm going to lay down some blue here. I'm going to put it right here where this other blue smudge is. Don't need very much of it, but I put a big old dab of it, so whatever. And we're going to grab this brush. I'm going to wet it a little bit. And then we're going to grab just a teeny tiny amount of blue, which is, like I said, annoying because I put a big fat dab of blue on there, which means probably most of this paint is going to go to waste. But that's how it goes. It's too much blue. Yeah, it's about right. That's about right. Okay, so we got a little dab of blue there. And I'm going to wet the brush again. And now I'm going to go back over to the red, and we're going to mix it to get a nice shade of purple going. So go ahead and wet that. And grab a nice fat dab of this red, because I think we're going to be using a lot of purple. So we're going to want a pretty good amount of this red color here. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. And we're just going to mix it. Like I said, I use only prime colors. So to get all the colors I want. So you have to do a lot of paint mixing to get those colors that you want. Also realizing that I think I might have to make this purple a darker color. Not 100% sure yet. Kind of just, because it's kind of like a, what's it called? Like a burgundy color? I think burgundy's the right one, yeah. Or more like a violet, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, that's not dark enough. So we're going to add some more blue. And trying to get this paint off so I don't waste it. Yeah, we do need a little bit more blue, which is funny because I thought we were using too much. Am I going to be selling this land? I mean, I could. Originally, one of my ideas was, for anybody who's been hanging out in my cube streams, recently I actually took a tally of all, like, I'm basically trying to fill out all my basic lands to be full art. And I was originally thinking about buying some of the new Modern Horizons full art snowlands to fill out the other slots that I'm missing for full art. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll actually just paint a bunch of lands and I'll do it on stream, and then I'll throw them into my cube. Then I'll have, like, all the full arts, and a bunch of them will be ones that I've done myself, and that'll be kind of cool. But at the same time, I am actually willing to sell these. I really don't mind selling this one. I just kind of, like, basically what I'm saying is, like, if somebody wants to buy this land, then that is totally fine, I will. If nobody is interested in buying the land, I'm just going to throw it in my cube and use it. But yeah, I have no problem selling my lands. There are a few that I refuse to sell because they're special to me. But this is one that I'm kind of more relaxed and comfortable with selling. So if somebody's interested in buying it, I'll sell it at the flat rate of 40, like I said. then yeah, I will be more than happy to sell it. I've sent cards to multiple people already. I've sent one to Rebecca. I've sent one to Man Cave MTG, and both of them are very satisfied customers with the art that I've sent them. So I mean, if you're wondering like how safe like things come in the mail, you can ask either of them, and both of them are pretty happy with their purchases, I'd say. So yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't mind selling this land. It's all good. Are you wanting to buy one mono black? Because I don't mind selling you one. Oh god, I've ruined this purple. Hold on a second. That's the problem with like kind of doing this is like I end up like making like a big mess of it, and then there's none of it left. Hold on. Kind of trying to squeeze it out of my brush so that I can have some to use. There we go. Well, we'll see. I'm just going to try and, like, use it off of my brush since I kind of made this big mess of it. And we're going to experiment with it. We'll see how it looks. I feel like it might not be dark enough yet, but if it is not dark enough, then we will darken it up some more. So I'm going to move this palette out of the way. We're going to bring back the card, and we're going to start painting with it. It would just be awesome as a Christmas gift, you know. And I have a lot of MTG. Well, yeah, Mono Black, totally, dude. I would be more than happy to sell you some land art, so that you can like have some Christmas gifts. In fact, actually, I am giving an altar to a very good friend of mine as a Christmas gift this year. She's not really a fan of Magic the Gathering, but she actually really loves my art a lot, and she's told me that multiple times. And so I was thinking about giving her an altered land, so that she can have it in her collection. She actually owns one of my altered lands already, but I think she wouldn't mind having a few more. That's really... Okay, hold on. Let's see how it looks on this side. Like that. That looks really good. I can't really use it for the mountain area, but it does have a nice dark purple hue to it. So I am going to be using this to kind of color the clouds a little bit, just kind of give them some splotches here and there. Just a little bit, not very much. Maybe kind of on this side, just a little bit. Just right there. Kind of blend it in a little bit. Throw it up on the sides. There we go. I also could probably thicken the black up here at the top a little bit now that I'm kind of getting a better angle on it. Maybe I could just... Oh, wait, that looks... Okay, just like that. That looks really good. That looks so good. I like that. I like how that's looking. I could probably lay it over just a little bit on this side. And get a little bit more going here. Still trying to take it off the brush because I made such a mess of it that the majority of the paint ended up on the brush. That happens sometimes. I try not to do that. But if I'm doing a whole bunch of mixing, it does happen. But yeah, so Mono Black, if you want, feel free to contact me on my Discord, and you and I can talk about some cards and stuff like that. Because that's the best way. That's what I tell people who are interested in purchasing my art, is that the best thing to do is to contact me privately on my Discord, and my Discord is the same name as this channel. So it should be pretty easy to find. You can go ahead and join it. There's no, it's not private. You don't have to ask me to join. It's very public. There may be a point in someday in the future where I might have to, make it a little more private. But that's not how it is right now. So I highly encourage you joining it, and we can talk some card prices and things like that. I also would not mind, doing a bunch of, card art online, on stream, and you can buy each one I do on stream or whatever. So yeah, let me know. And let me get this black going. I do need some black again, so we're gonna kind of and the purple did add a really nice hue to the black, but we do have to make sure that the black is still blending in relatively nice. So that's what we're gonna do right here. We're gonna just kind of lay it over just a little bit, and I'm going to kind of fan it out across the card on this side. Just a little bit more. It's a little thick right there, so I'm going to kind of spread it out nice and thin. And yeah, there we go. That looks really nice. Just like that. Kind of get it over here on this side as well. Just like that. Just like that. And that's the thing too, is like I'm kind of like I keep talking about the misting effect. The misting effect is really good when you're blending colors like this. It makes everything pop better. It makes everything blend better together. It just makes it look a lot nicer overall. So that's kind of a nice and easy technique. And it's actually funny because it took me a long time to learn the technique that I'm using right now to kind of get these colors to blend this way. But once you learn it, it's very valuable, and it makes everything just look a lot nicer. And you'll see that like the painting, like if I bring you guys nice and close, you can see it blends super well down here on this side. And you can see like just barely there's still that light reddish purple color kind of drifting off into the upper part. That's definitely one of the best ways to kind of just get that to work that way, because I blended the black over it, so it wasn't too bright. It kind of darkens it just enough to make it look like you have kind of like a floating cloud over the top. Ever use POSCA markers? I don't think I know those. I sometimes use Sharpies. Like, you guys will notice that I keep Sharpies. Let's see. I keep Sharpies nearby. Sharpies are really good for kind of filling in certain details, but I've never used those particular markers. I assume they're probably specifically for going over paintings and things like that, but I have not personally used them. I'll probably look into them eventually, though. And I should say, like, also, like, a lot of my painting supplies are relatively cheap. I don't buy super fancy painting supplies. I just kind of like to work with what I have. And they work out pretty nice. Like, I mean, I never feel bad about them. Like, even though, like, I could probably buy higher quality stuff, but I actually really like the cheap paints that I use. And I mean, I do eventually plan to just kind of get higher quality things. But as it is right now, I just like it. I like what I have. I'm going to add some more purple coloration over to this side, because we haven't really messed with this side too much. So I'm going to kind of throw this in over here and just kind of like lay it over the top. We're going to kind of just like mist it nice and light, just to kind of get it to, ooh, that's really dark. I didn't want it that dark. That's okay, we can fix it. We can fix that. Just kind of mist it a little bit, darken it a little bit, just like that. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to go over this really dark layer over here, because I was not trying to make it that dark. So we'll go over it with a lighter layer just to make it look a little bit better. But I do still want to darken this particular area of it. So it looks a little funky, but we're about to, like, this really dark area, that was unintentional. That's too dark. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more of that really nice red color we got going. Just to kind of fix that darkness that I accidentally created. Piece of shit colored acrylics. Okay, alright. Alright, Wrath of Wood. You sassy Sue. I'm so mad because I'm wasting so much of this purple by trying to, clear the brush. Look at all the purple I wasted. Like, makes me so mad. That's what happens sometimes when I'm mixing colors, is that the brush absorbs all of it. I do actually have a proper paint mixer, which is basically like a little teeny tiny metal spatula, kind of. It's like, it almost looks like a spreading knife a little bit. And it is specifically designed for mixing colors without wasting any of it. And I probably should use it, but I don't, you know? I don't know, maybe I'll try and use it eventually. Let me just go ahead and kind of fix this mess I made. There we go. If I just kind of spread it nice and light, it'll keep the darkness just enough to make it blend better. That's the thing, because sometimes, like, what's really nice is you can make mistakes, and then adding just a little bit more color to kind of fix the mistakes can actually make everything blend a lot nicer. Like, you'll see that it does look now that I've added just the small amount of color that I've added, it looks a lot more natural right here in this specific little area on this spot. Because it kind of adds more to that really nice looking sky effect that it has going on. I add just a little bit more right there. Yeah, just like that. It looks nice. Looks like a setting sun a little bit with all these clouds in the background, which I love. So good. Oh, I see. POSCA means something, but Wild Goat is saying it means piece of shit colored acrylics. I get it. I didn't realize it wasn't clicking that it was two different people talking to me at the same time. Wild Goat, you're such a sassy Sue. Get out of here. Ratherwood says, I just got some recently. They are like paint pens. Good for solid color, bad for blending. Okay. I really like working with acrylics the best. It's definitely kind of like my favorite style of paint. I do actually want to teach myself how to use oils eventually. And I mean, I'll primarily be using them for canvas paintings. But right now I'm just kind of stuck on acrylics. It's kind of what I really like working with. They're really nice. And I mean, you know, I use these kind of cheap acrylics, but I do have some really nice high quality acrylics too. But these ones work great. I really like them a lot. You know what? We're going to do something interesting here. So let me zoom out a little bit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that light reddish color and I'm going to basically paint it all across here on these sides, over here and over here. And then we're going to lay down some more red. Oh wait, no, I said, okay, that's my bad. We're going to put down some red here. And then I'm going to take some white. That's what I meant. And we're going to use the white to kind of overlay the red. So that way the red can kind of filter through the white just a little bit. It'll be a little bit transparent, which is exactly what we want. And we'll be able to kind of make the peaks of the mountains kind of pop out a bit more, stand out a bit nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and get some more of this very nice red that I've made. It's very cooperative. I like this color. And we're just going to kind of lay it down all right here, all down this area. It's not going to blend right away. Like, you guys are definitely going to notice it's not going to blend. But we're going to make it blend. Like, it's just going to take a little bit of work. And that's how I like it. I kind of like, you know, having these paints, you know, I like the fact that, I like mixing my own colors. Because it kind of utilizes more of my brain, I feel like, when I'm doing it. Because I don't like having everything done automatically for me. Like, I mean, you know, you can go to a hobby shop and you buy like 40 or 50 paints that are all like different colors and things like that, and you have like 10 versions of green and 10 versions of blue and all this stuff, and it's like, really all you need is just your base colors. Like, you only need prime colors to be able to get all the colors that you need for painting. So, I mean, that's kind of how I like it. It's kind of like, it not only exercises your brain a bit better, but it also, like, teaches you color scale really well. It teaches you how to recognize certain colors and things like that. And it teaches you how to acquire colors that you didn't know how to get before. Because you can say to yourself, like, oh, this color is something I don't naturally have. Like, I kind of need to add this and then a little bit of this, and then I'll experiment with it, and then I'll add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then experiment with it, and we'll see where we go. And, you know, it just kind of changes up on you every once in a while. It's really nice. I really like it. Adding some more red. I'm going to kind of fill it out all along here, just like that. Just kind of really sharp, bright, reddish, pinkish kind of color. Blend it in over on this side, just like that. There we go. There we go. And then I'll also bring it in over on this side. Just kind of adding it in over here, just like this. And it also kind of has a nice blend with that little top part up there. Yeah, there we go. Kind of shifting the card around to make sure I can see it right. And we'll add some, like, you know, like darker red and purple and black and stuff like that to make this stuff fill out better. The markers are nuts for color options. Paint, you need, like, base colors. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I have a huge collection of Sharpies, but I don't really use them all that often. I should, but I don't. I also have a sketchbook that I bought specifically for kind of like doing more sketches and things like that, and I haven't really utilized it very much. I'm definitely going to have to use it soon, though. I'm probably going to do, like I said, like, shout out to Richard Lash, who is not in here right now. He kind of came in, said what he wanted to say, left a very generous donation, and I'm definitely going to have to kind of hook him up with the special painting he wants done. And I'll probably do it on stream. What'll be really interesting is that Richard Lash, he wants a canvas piece done, and which is a bit more on the expensive side, but he way overshot the price range. For anybody who's wondering, I charge $100 for a canvas piece, and so yeah, it's going to be special, and I'm going to work really hard on it for him. And I definitely have some good ideas. Like, you guys will probably have to, you guys will want to be in that stream. It's going to be a lot of fun because the concept that he wants me to do is so damn hilarious. Like, I actually really want to share it with you guys because it's so funny. But I think you guys will have a great time seeing me work on that particular piece, because me and Lash have been kind of planning it for a while. And I just need to, like, actually pull out my sketchbook, start doing some sketches, and work on it. Goat, you're not that far off. You're very close. You're very close, Wild Goat. It's a little more complex than that, but you're very close to it. And it'll definitely take all the skills I have as a painter for sure, because it's going to be requiring me to do things that I'm not used to doing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to kind of just fill in down here as well. I want this particular shade of red to kind of encompass the entire artwork on the bottom. And then we'll fill it out better when we start mixing the other colors. I'm starting to run out of my really nice red, though, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. As long as I can get this portion done down here, like all this little area that I'm working on, I don't mind if my red runs out. Because I probably won't be able to get to this lower area until, like, I don't think we're going to be able to do this in one stream, guys. There's no way. But we'll definitely do another stream where I finish this piece up. And I can't guarantee that the very next stream I do is going to be more painting. But it will be very soon that we do finish this up. So I promise to get back to it. I really do. We're not going to finish it tonight, though. There's no way. A lot of it, too, was the fact that I had to spend time putting on the primer. For anybody who's been in my streams before knows that I prefer to kind of do the primer first. But it just wasn't that way because I was super busy and I kind of rushed into doing this stream and getting it all set up. Because that's how my life is right now. I am busier currently in my life than I ever have been in my entire life. I never thought like I would ever be as busy as I am now, but things are just crazy in my life. Like, it kind of surprises me, and a lot of it is self aspiration. Like, I mean, I've created a lifestyle for me, because I used to have a really relaxed life where I was just kind of working a regular 9 to 5 all the time, and coming home, and then I would just sit back in my couch and I'd watch TV, like watch YouTube, and that would be my day. But I've now, aspired to have all these dreams and goals that I'm constantly trying to achieve, and being that way has made my life so crazy. But I love it. I love the chaos. I really do. It's all of this has been changing my life for the better. Like, absolutely. So I'm not even upset about it. Like, I like feeling busy all the time. It's a great feeling. And it was actually, there was a point in time where, like, I felt like I was wasting all my time and my life and stuff like that. And I don't feel like that at all anymore. Like, not at all. I feel I'm in a good mood constantly. I, am constantly busy working on things, and I do still have to work a regular job, which is totally cool. Because I actually enjoy the work that I do, currently. But, like, I do eventually aspire to be, like, a full-time entertainer and a full-time, painter, I want to have like two jobs. I want to entertain people and I want to do art for people, you know? So that's kind of where I want to be in life. And I feel like I'm slowly getting there. Like I'm making progress every single day. I'm working on my streams every single day and you know, trying to constantly improve my quality. I know there's things that I still need to work on, but I still feel like that I'm constantly making progress, and that's like such a good feeling. Um, it just makes me feel satisfied with my own life, you know, like I don't feel like I'm wasting anything, and all my time is valuable to me, and it's really cool because the people around me, like, you know, acknowledge that as well. Like my coworkers, like my boss, like I have like three bosses, and all three of them acknowledge the fact that I'm following my dreams, and they support me. They support me. Like it's an amazing feeling having three bosses at my normal life job that I have to work in order to pay my bills, and all of them acknowledge like what I'm doing, and they see me, like they've actually told me, they're like, you're succeeding at what you want to do, and we want to support you in what you're doing, and we want to make sure your schedule works the way that you need it to work and all this stuff. And like that's a great feeling that I even have my bosses at my regular job supporting me to follow my dreams. It's such a unique experience to have. Wrath of Woods says art entertainment. Yep, there you go. It's an art entertainment channel. Uh, I really like that. That's hilarious. Um, but yeah, that's what I want to do, and it's so cool because there's just so many people who are helping me pave the path to do what I want to do, and I really do feel like that I'm going to be able to do what I want to do in life. Like it's not like it feels like I'm not able to do anything. I feel like I'm constantly making progress, and that's such a nice feeling, you know? And I think anybody can do it. Like, I really do. I mean, you know, when I come into, like, for example, like, perp streams, and I'm like, he's like, you know, like, um, talking about, like, oh, well, I don't know if I'll ever be, you know, as popular as so-and-so, and I'm like, dude, you're on your way. Like, don't give up, you know? Like, and I tell the same thing to Cinder Shadow. Like, perp, Cinder Shadow, and I definitely follow by that law of life on my own as well. Like, I'm gonna get there someday. Perp's gonna get there someday. Cinder Shadow's gonna get there someday. I'm gonna get there someday. We're all gonna be super successful YouTubers, and life is gonna be amazing, you know? Um, and they work hard for it, and that's what makes me so positive that both Perp and Cinder and myself are going to be so successful as YouTubers and content creators is because we don't give up. Like, Cinder is having the absolute, like, and he's going to get through it, okay? He's going to get through it. Cinder Shadow is having such a rough time, and for all of you guys who are in here who are supporters of Cinder Shadow, thank you so much. He's a great dude. He deserves every bit of help that he can get, because he's having a rough time right now. But the thing is that even amongst all the rough time that he's having, he doesn't give up. He's still trying his best to stream every night. He can't always stream every night, but he tries his best. He's constantly trying to entertain us. He's constantly trying to do streams. He doesn't give up, and that's why I say Cinder Shadow is going to be a big success, just like I think Perp's going to be a big success. And, like, I'm going to be a big success, you know? Is because we don't give up, you know? We want to do this. And, you know, that's a real testament to their ability as entertainers, including myself. We're not people who give up, you know, and I really appreciate that about both Cinder Shadow and Perp, is they don't want to give up. And that's the only way you can do it. Like, you gotta constantly know that you're going to be more successful and things are going to get better, because that's how it is, you know? By the way, look at those beautiful mountains I just painted. Really coming together here. So now I'm just kind of going to have to kind of mist this along here, just like that. And we're trying to be really, really light with this white color, because we don't want it to be like an actual, like, hardcore, like, white color. We kind of want it to all blend so that it, like, fits better with this, like, kind of pinkish color. Because we don't want it to be white, we want it to be kind of like a pinkish, whitish, you know, sunset-y kind of color. So we're just kind of blending it as best as we can over here. And that's really going to make it look a lot nicer. It really is. There we go. God, it looks so good. I'm really happy about that. I think this mountain's going to come out really beautiful, guys. And like I said, if somebody wants to purchase this, like, that's fine. Like, I mean, I intended to, like, put this in my queue, but if somebody wants to buy it, that's fine. I definitely don't mind selling it. And I put, like, a lot of work into these every chance I get. Like, I mean, you know, I love it. I love painting. It's really relaxing for me. Like, it's definitely, it takes me to my zen zone, you know? Okay, so we're going to kind of do the same thing over here. We're just going to be really light about it. Really, really light. Super duper light. Super duper light. Just kind of mist it nice and easy. We're trying to make it nice and thin. Really, really thin. You don't want it to overpower all the other colors. So it's kind of trying to just get, like, you want to, like, have the white be apparent, but the thing is you want to thin it out so that the pinkish reddish color can still bleed through, because that's what's going to get you that nice blending color from the actual art into the art that you're doing off to the side. So I'm going to kind of also add just a little bit of white over on the edges here, just a little bit, and this is to kind of, like, blend in with this this white portion over here that's kind of just barely there. It's just barely there. And we're just kind of, like, fanning it out, blending it in as best as we can. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. That's alright. See, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to also kind of just add a little bit on the side here. Just a teeny tiny bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to add some more white. And I'm going to put it along the, let's see, there was a portion that I wanted to do, and now I'm trying to find it. Where was it? Okay, you know what? Let's actually go back into some black. That's what we should do. Actually, let's do this funky purple that I got going over here, and we're just going to kind of lay it over on here, and we're going to kind of just put it along that side. And it doesn't need to be super dark. I'm just trying to get a base purple going so that I can blend it in with the black. So, like, the top portion is going to have this nice purple color, and then we're going to do black lower on it and kind of blend it all together so it looks like the light is changing the further up it goes. You'll see what I mean. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about once I actually set it up. So we're going to kind of bring all this down here, and we're just kind of trying to blend it in nice. You know, we don't need to darken it. That's not the point. And you'll actually notice that it's going to look nicer alongside on the lower part, which is the point of what we're doing. That's why I'm not using the black immediately. I want to use this purple, because the purple is going to get you that kind of lowering shade. That's what you want. Just kind of putting it right there, just like that. And we will be adding black. It's just I need to get this particular coloration just right. I'm probably going to have to make more of this purple because it dried out so fast. I made it really sloppy. I should have been a little more wary of how I was making my purple color, and I just wasn't doing it right. I wasn't really paying attention. So, but that's okay because I know I can make more. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to kind of try to blend this. Oh, it's so dry. It makes me sad. Yeah, I think that purple's done, which is too bad. That's alright, I'll just make more. I'll do it in a little bit. I want to add this black first to see how it blends. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at it in the camera. Because the camera's actually really good at helping me figure out the coloration just a little bit better. Something that I'm kind of noticing that is kind of messing with me just a little bit. So I'm going to try and change it ever so delicately. I'm just going to add a teeny tiny bit of white. That's a little too bright. Just kind of add it just a little bit here. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. I mean, it's not exactly what I want, but it's fine. Just kind of trying to... I want it to kind of blend in with the other colors, and it's not exactly cooperating, which is fine. I mean... Let's see here. I might be able to do something about it. Hold on. What I might do is I'm probably going to take just a little bit of this water, and I'm going to try to overlay it on the purple color just to kind of wetten it up, make it more useful, you know, make it more useful. And that way it's not completely dead. And we're just going to apply a very, very thin layer. Very thin. Just like that. And I'm worried it's still too dark for this particular spot. Let's see. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what we're going to do. So now we're going to go back to the pinkish kind of red color. And we're going to take just a teeny tiny bit of it. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not very much. Not very much at all. We're just going to kind of very carefully lay it over the top. Just a little bit. You don't want it to be too bright. You do not want this to be too bright, so you want to lay it very thinly over the top. I think that worked pretty good. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. Oh, that looks so much better. Awesome. That made me really happy. That kind of fixed that weird little area that was kind of giving me a bit of a problem. And it just needed to blend better. That's all it was. Just needed to blend better. I guess I could, I don't know. Let me try something. It's the camera. The camera's really good at making the colors stand out better. So like when I kind of like look into the camera, I can tell like where something needs improvement a little bit. So let's just kind of go over it just a little bit. Let's see. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. How's that look? That's actually looking a lot better, but it could be a little darker down here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Alright, cool. Okay. That looks so much better to me now. Okay. So, now I'm going to get into the black. We're going to get into this black, and we're going to actually darken up this area right over here. I'm going to start right about there, because that's kind of like the defining area. And we're just going to kind of like splotch it along the top. We're not going to get too dark with it on this top area. Because it does actually have like some light stuff going on it. So you just kind of want to be careful. And then as we get lower, we're going to like kind of mist it out again, like I was talking about before. Because as it gets lower on the rock, it's going to get lighter and lighter in color. So that means it can't get too dark black. So you kind of just have to like lay it out just ever so carefully. And it's going to blend better. See, that looks so much nicer like that, because it's definitely kind of got that brighter red color up at the top where it's supposed to. And then it kind of darkens in the middle right here, which is where I'm kind of putting my brush. And then it gets lighter the lower you go, which is like pretty important to the lighting effect that is going on in this particular piece of art. So we're just kind of lowering it down a little bit more, just a little bit more. And then I'm going to kind of repeat that process over on this side. God, this is looking so nice. This is a very beautiful piece of art, and I'm so glad I get to kind of expand it in the way that I'm working on it. It's very nice. Okay. And let me go ahead and grab some more black. And we're just going to kind of, nice and easy, I'm going to start right about here. And we're going to do basically the same kind of effect. We're going to kind of bring it around just a little bit. I'm going to kind of be careful with, you'll notice I'm kind of like avoiding a particular line. I'm doing that because there's kind of this interesting little line effect of snow going on. And we're going to kind of capitalize on that. We're going to make it more pronounced and stand out a bit better, because we're going to hit this with some black first. And then we're going to kind of like add a little bit of white to it, just to kind of make that pinkish, snowy effect stand out just a little bit more. And we're going to kind of blotch it, like add little splotches like it's not completed, because you want to have those spots of snow kind of standing out just a little bit. So and now I'm kind of bringing it down just a little bit, and then kind of doing a wave formation. It makes it look more natural, is what I'm doing. It's like you'll notice I'm not being full with all the color, and I'm not like putting black everywhere. I'm kind of trying to make it look like it has a more natural kind of snow effect to it, you know? And like I said, it's one of those things where it's like you kind of just want to like add some splotches here and there. You're fanning it out just a little bit so it blends better. And we're going to add in the white, which is going to allow for the color to just pop better. It'll stand out nicer. You guys will see what I mean. So I'm going to kind of take that black off. Need to wet the brush just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. And I'm going to grab some white. And I'm putting it on the brush very, very lightly so that it's not overly pronounced. So we're going to start at the top. And the reason why I'm choosing to start at the top is because the white at the top can be a much brighter color than the white closer to the bottom. So, and the idea is that you want to have that low saturated white when you get to the lower portions of this art. So like now, instead of it being a bright white color, it's going to be like a faded white color that kind of almost looks like a pinkish type of color. And you still get that snow effect, but at the same time, it's not overly pronounced. Like it doesn't look like it's just, you know, like white is just thrown on it. You know what I mean? So we're just kind of adding that like that, and we're kind of brushing it up just a little bit, just like that. See, that looks really nice. And then I'm going to add just a little bit more white. I'm going to kind of rub it off on my palette just a little bit. I'm going to kind of bring it up here at the top, so that way I can kind of mute the white just a little bit. And then I'm going to bring it down over here to where I actually want it. And we're going to kind of just lightly spread it along the side here. Just on this little crack area that I have going here. I think I need a little bit more white. I kind of like really rubbed it off, didn't get much of it going there. So I'm going to reapply the white, and I'm going to very carefully just kind of add it right about there, and just kind of bring it down. And I'll put a little bit over here too, but I don't want it to be too strong because this is kind of more of the reddish color going on this side. And I am going to kind of mist it up at the top, just a little bit. Maybe, you know what, I kind of made a small thing that I don't like, so I'm going to kind of correct it. I'm going to grab my black color, and I'm just going to kind of dab it just a teeny tiny bit, rub off a little bit, because it's, I don't want it to be too dark. And then I'm just going to kind of fix the small mistake that I made by accident, just right there. There we go. And we're going to kind of add that in there too. And so that kind of makes it look more snowy and nice. Yeah. See, look how nice that looks. Aha! I like it. I like it. Okay, so now, let's see what I want to do. I kind of want to add some more snow effect down here, closer to the bottom. So we're going to get back into the white. I'm going to do it more on this side, I think. So just to kind of begin the whole, well, there's a few things. So first of all, I think we'll start with black, actually. And I know I just said I want to work on the snow effect, but I also want to blend this black down here down with the lower portion of the red, just to make it look more natural, just to kind of, you know, it's a lot of blending. That's what this is. It's a lot of blending. So anything to kind of, it's too much black. Too much. So I'm going to kind of just very carefully, I don't know. I'm trying to be very careful with how I use my black over on this portion. Because I don't want it to be, you know, pitch black, because that's not the color we're trying to do. So, that looks a bit better. Yeah, it does. It looks a lot better. So we're going to kind of blend it around on this area, blend it around on this area, just like that. Just like that. And I think I might lighten up. Well, actually, that looks good. That looks really good. Yeah, I think I really like it that way. Okay, cool. So I'm going to continue on with more black down over on this side. And we're just going to kind of like, make sure it's not too dark. Just kind of bring it on down on this side. Blend it in really nice. Just very nice and easy. There we go. And it does look like it does need to be a little darker, just to kind of match the rock tone right here, like this rock right here. So we're just going to kind of add that in, really blend it well. There we go. That looks good. Alright. Just kind of, I'm trying to get a few different angles on it, you know, so I can kind of see what kind of progress I'm making with it. And we're going to add some more black down here. I need to kind of add a little bit more black to the brush. And just like that. And I am going to make it darker on this side, just on this portion. And it actually gets lighter right here. There's a little bit of white streaks for snow. So I'm going to kind of try not to make it too black on this particular portion. And we are going to add a little bit of white to it, just to kind of blend it. There we go. There we go. That looks really nice. Oh, this one's so pretty. I'm having such a good time doing this one. Alright, so now I'm going to add in some white. And it's going to blend in with the red. It's going to allow the reds to pop a bit more. And it's also going to help lighten up our black colors just a little bit. So that's a lot of white. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to kind of... it's too bright. Too bright. Too bright. And that looks a bit better. That looks a lot better. And we just got to keep thinning it. Because like if you can get it nice and thin, it just looks more natural to it. A lot more natural. And I'm going to add a little bit here. Just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to put a little bit here too because it's very obvious. Like I can see in the art just above it that there is some white streaks of snow on this little corner right here. So I'm just kind of adding that in, making sure it blends better. And I am going to drag it up a little bit on the black rock here. It's another one of those things where it's like you kind of add the more natural appearance to it. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm trying to blend it in, add a little bit of more natural appearance to it, make it look like that there is snow kind of climbing up on the side. Makes it look really nice. And now I'm going to grab a little bit more white, and we're going to bring it along this side, just like that. I'm going to blend it in over here just a little bit. Just like that. There we go. And spread it out. You can see how that like misting effect really helps a lot. It really just kind of makes it the colors blend better and look nicer in general. We'll also probably add a little bit of gray too. Well, not gray, but just some black, like a teeny tiny amount of black, in this particular area, just to kind of darken it a little bit. Actually, maybe the purple. I think I can still get a little bit out of my purple over here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and, well, here, let me get some water. Just a little bit. And we're going to make a really thin layer of this purple, because there's still just a teeny tiny bit here. Give me just a second. I'm kind of blending it. I'm trying desperately to keep this purple alive, because I really messed it up. I messed my purple up pretty bad. I made it way too thin. And the thing about acrylics is they dry really quick. So it kind of sucks if you like accidentally make something too thin, because it'll dry really fast. So I have this really wet purple that I don't think is going to cooperate with me. Let me kind of... I'm trying my best to get this purple to rehydrate and you know, work with me here. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Okay, that's actually pretty good. And it's going to take a little bit extra to dry because it's so wet. But I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. And it looks nice. It looks really good with this. There we go. And I think I'm also going to put a little bit over here just to see how it kind of works with all these other colors. It seems like it blends really nice with these particular colors specifically. Oh, it's looking so good. Looking so good, boys. Yeah, I think I like it. Just kind of add a little bit more here. Oh, wow, that purple is actually doing a lot of work. I really like what it's doing. Looks great. Ah, that makes me so happy. I love it when this kind of stuff comes together and works really well. Especially when I wasn't like expecting it to work that well. Like, oh, it looks great. I love that. That's awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. You know what I think I want to do real quick is it's kind of like an interesting little detail that I'm going to add right now while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to take my teeny tiny pinpoint detail brush and I'm going to wet it just to get it nice and wet so I can use it. There we go. I'm going to dry it off just a little bit. And this is going to be kind of cool. I'm going to basically dip it in the white color. And I'm going to add little teeny tiny star dots all up along here. Really trying to be a little careful with how many I do and how big they are. But I kind of want them to be here. Just really teeny tiny little dots. These are the stars in the sky. Just kind of, you know, boop, boop, little specks. Little teeny tiny star specks. They do look really nice. And I'm okay with some of them being kind of big, but I'm trying to make them relatively small, just so it looks a little bit nicer, you know? Like, some can be big and some can be small and stuff like that. Sorry, I just got kind of quiet while I was like focusing on what I was doing. Oh, looks so nice. I know. Oh, that's what she said? Yeah, I know. That's what she always says. She sounds like a dirty slut, to be honest. Woo, stars, says Wrath of Wood. Yeah, they look nice. I like it. And honestly, like, we're about like 9 minutes before I hit my 2-hour mark, so I think I'm going to kind of like finish up here. You know what? Let me kind of, I just want to add a couple more stars. I want to kind of like put some stars in this little space over here. Some little tiny ones. Just some itty bitty guys. Kind of randomly throw them around in this little area. Because it looks really nice. I like the little star effects. And they do like to kind of like put them on these like Kamigawa lands to make them like extra really pretty. And I like it. Like, that's the thing about the Kamigawa lands is, dude, if you guys ever like, if you guys own any Kamigawa lands, just kind of like take them aside and like really look at them. They're so beautiful. Like, a lot of them are John Avon pieces. Like, for example, this one in particular is a John Avon land, and good God, they are just spectacularly beautiful. Like, he puts his all into it. He really does. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it here, guys. We spent a lot of time. It's been like about 2 hours working on this. The next time when we come back to working on this piece, we will get this bottom portion done, and we'll have like the whole card done. And we'll see what happens. Like, maybe I'll sell it. Who knows? If you guys are interested in buying it, then let me know. But other than that, if it doesn't get sold off, then I'm just going to throw it in my cube, you know? That was kind of the original intention, but it's also, I don't mind selling it. Like, I really don't. But I do actually, like, eventually want to paint, like, a whole bunch of lands that you're becoming more like Bob Ross every little star you paint. Oh, thank you, Ratherwood. I think that is a huge compliment because Bob Ross was an amazing man. He was a fantastic artist, and he did a lot of beautiful art, and I do, like, still try to learn from him because he was an amazing guy, and he had a particular technique that I wouldn't mind replicating. And, you know, I feel like someday maybe I can get on his level, but until then, he is the teacher and I am the student, you know? But I'm glad you guys really like my artwork to a point of where you would compare me to him, so that's greatly appreciated, and I love the compliment. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I'm just really excited about this piece because I've done a Kamigawa Island, I've done a Kamigawa Forest, but I have not done the mountain or the swamp or the plains. And I do actually own like one of every single basic land type from Kamigawa. I actually have a few of each kind. I actually think the swamps are like the ugliest, which kind of sucks, but maybe we can do something to make them a little prettier. We'll see. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I do plan to come back and finish it for sure because it is coming out so beautiful, and I definitely want to do more with it. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I had a great time. I'm so glad that I got to do this. Um, and I have some plans coming up for some other things that I might do. We will be coming back to doing more painting because I absolutely have to work on that piece of art for Richard. I mean, I know he. It's obvious to me that he was doing a very generous donation, and I know he really wants me to work on the piece, and I know that I don't necessarily need to work on it immediately, but after that very generous and kind donation that he made, I feel like I really have to and it's not like he's demanding that I work on it, but he's being a very good friend, he's being very generous, and he paid a very hefty amount that I really appreciate because to be honest, I'm actually in a small bit of a rough time with money at the moment. I'm not making a huge deal out of it. I'm not demanding anybody pay me tons and tons of money or anything like that. But this particular December's been a teeny tiny bit rough on me financially, and that very generous donation he made was greatly appreciated, and it's going to heavily, heavily help me out in the next few months or so. So I super appreciate that, and it's been wonderful to get that. And as a friend, it's like I said, it's not necessarily that he completely bought me out, but as a friend, I really want to work on that piece for him as soon as I possibly can. So after I finish this piece, I will probably be working on that special art just for Richard Lash. And I am actually very excited about it. I have been, even though I haven't done sketches, I have been, planning it out and kind of coming up with an idea of what I think I want it to look like. So, and I will be kind of negotiating with him, throwing sketches at him, seeing how he feels, and working it out with him. So it'll be a lot of fun. I think you guys will have a great time when you actually see what it's going to be. It's going to be wonderful. So thanks again, guys. I'm really glad you guys all got to be here. I'm going to say the normal but shortened thing that I've been saying, which is if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And other than that, follow your dreams, guys. Have a great night. Loved hanging out with you. See ya. Bye, guys.